Welcome to my cleaning vlog. I just finished doing a performance test with this Kenmore in the hallway. The first thing I do is I use the Hetty XL to maintain the Hoover before putting it upstairs. Then I gather my cleaning machine. So the first thing I use is the Dyson air purifier. It's called the Big and Quiet and I let it run for about half an hour. I got this thing about 2 years ago and I'd say it's the best air purifier I've ever had. However, despite me looking after this thing for about 2 years, 2 of the wheels have snapped off. After half an hour, I grabbed the Miele C3 with the Parquet Twister XL floor tool, which is basically designed for hard flooring. And then I use that to hoover the walls because you'd be surprised at how much dust accumulates on 3D wallpaper. Now this accessory is fantastic because it fits underneath the handrails behind the tight gap, so it cleans behind there. It's wide so I can cover a lot of space in one go. It's so easy to use that I feel like I'm just painting the walls with it. By the way, that Dyson air purifier that I used is so energy efficient that it only consumes 50 watts of power. Once I finish cleaning with the Miele, I put that away, then I use my trusty Henry for dusting. I use that to clean the radiators, the skirting boards, the light switches, the banisters, the doors, the door frames, you name it, everything gets cleaned. Now I could use a Dyson DC07 dusting brush for example because they are quite good, aren't they? But I prefer the Henry dusting brush because it has longer bristles so it can clean behind the copper pipes easier. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love a Henry Hoover. They're just fantastic all-rounders. I love them! Okay, now the top of this mirror, that's the only part that doesn't get cleaned because I like to save those for dusting brush demonstrations and cobwebs as well actually. If there's a spider web, I leave that as well. Now to clean the floors properly, what I like to use is either this Dyson or the Ball Animal 3. If you're wondering what kind of Dyson this is, I don't know. It's one that I built myself. So it used to be a Ball Animal 3, but it's now basically a Ball Animal 2 because I've always wanted one of these Dysons, but I could never find one. So hence why I built one myself. One of the main reasons why I like to use this Dyson for cleaning up is because of the agitation. As you can see, it's very powerful. This thing will literally pull in debris from far, far away into the Hoover. That's how powerful it is. Now, most of the Hoovers don't clean up to the skirting boards that well, but with these Dysons, especially this one, it cleans up to the skirting board so well, I don't even need to use a crevice tool. I cleaned both sides of the rug and also the tile flooring as well. Besides Henry Hoovers, as far as upright vacuums go, I feel like Dysons and Sharks are one of the best ever for all-round cleaning. The way the cleaner heads are designed on the newest Dysons and Sharks is so innovative that they pretty much work on any floor type. Now, you guys must have heard of the H2O steam mop, right? Well, this is the H2O E3. So you fill it with cold water, put in a little bit of salt, mix it together, and then you charge it for about 10 minutes. Now, what it does is it basically uses electrolysis to break down the salt compounds into a very eco-friendly antibacterial solution. Isn't that amazing? I love it so much. Anyways, while I was waiting 10 minutes, I grabbed the Dyson V15 and then I used that to hoover the stairs. Now, I could use it in handheld mode with a mini motorized head, but that main floor tool works so much better at cleaning the stairs. I then hoovered the hallway with the V15 and look at these carpet lines. Then I used the Henry with the crevice tool to clean up against the skirting boards along with the stairs as well because I forgot to do that. After that, I brought the Henry Hoover into the front room and then I cleaned pretty much everything from the shelves, the sofas, the doors, everything. Honestly, at this point, I wasn't really enjoying using this Hoover anymore because it's quite a bulky machine. It would be so much easier to use a Miele Hoover with the large dusting brush, and I do have one of those somewhere, but I couldn't find it, hence why I've had to use this Hoover instead. I don't use Dyson cylinders for 2 good reasons. First of all, they have really short pipes, so that makes them pretty much almost useless anyways. But besides that, they've also got no proper dusting brushes on them. So what they have is a 2-in-1 crevice and brush tool, and because the crevice tools are very long and you got the brush on the end of that, they're only good for either cleaning up very, very high or near the floor. When I used the microfiber cloth, there was surprisingly not much dust on it. So you saw me earlier with the Henry Hoover trying to clean up against the skirting boards with the crevice tool, and I thought it did a really good job. But the Dyson actually revealed a lot of debris that the Henry left behind. Look at all that. The amount of debris that this Dyson manages to find from the carpets is amazing. Back to the H2O E3, the green light came on, which means that it's ready. So the H2O E3 might produce this amazing solution, but it's only good for about a week or 2 before it becomes ineffective. Then I'll bring the Dyson air purifier back into the hallway, and this is what the Dyson has picked up so far. Then I cleaned the living room. Okay, now I've finished doing the performance test upstairs, so let's clean up. So the first thing I did is I used the Miele S8 with the more powerful motor, and then I used that to hoover the walls, cleaning all the way up the second staircase as well. I find this to be so much more easier and more fun than using the Henry Hoover to do the dusting. It was so easy that it didn't take very long at all. So then I grabbed the Henry Hoover and then I used that set to do the dusting, cleaning all the handrails, or the banisters, whatever it's called, the skirting boards. I could have hoovered the stairs as well, but I would rather use a cordless Dyson for that. Hence why I grabbed the DC59 Animal and I used that to clean up instead. So the dusting with the Henry was pretty much completed. There wasn't really much left to do at all, as you can see. I then used the H2O E3 to clean the banisters, and I was happy to see that the microfiber cloth was still clean. Now these carpets are just over a year old. I'm not too sure how I feel about them, you know, because they look like velvet, even though they're not made out of velvet. What do you guys think? Do you prefer this carpet to a normal looking carpet or what? And let me know what's your most favourite carpet I've ever had. This hoover did a really good job, and then I brought the Dyson air purifier upstairs in the landing. And this is what the Dyson has picked up just from the landing. At this stage, I have finally completed the performance testing with that Kenmore. So I grabbed the Dyson, I emptied the bin, and then I used that to deep clean this room thoroughly. I have tried my absolute best to hoover as slowly as I can because I don't know what it is about me, but I'm just naturally quite quick at hoovering. I just can't focus on doing it slowly. Now this is the proper way to hoover the carpet, so what you gotta do is move in different directions. So you gotta hoover in north, east, south and west directions to properly extract all the debris that you possibly can from the carpet. This Dyson makes light work, especially in this environment where there's a lot of debris, a lot of dust, a lot of grit, a lot of fine dust on the floor. But yeah, it just doesn't lose its power at all, and that's one of the main reasons why I enjoy using this thing, because I can count on it to always work well. Now this Dyson, even though I hoovered this room, I did decide to go over the same area with the DC17 to see what this Dyson has left behind. So we'll see that in just a moment. But as you can see, I'm trying to hoover very, very, very thoroughly with this Dyson to give it a fair chance. And this is the part where I realised that I forgot to put the pre-motor filter in the Dyson, so I had to do that. But at least the good thing is that the Dyson was working at maximum efficiency, because without the filter, there's no dusty filter in the way, so this thing would have had better airflow. So this Dyson absolutely has had a good chance at cleaning this carpet properly. After that, I went along the skirting boards all around the room with the dusting brush and the crevice tool, just to make sure that everything's clean. Oh my days, is he still hoovering? Honestly. Yes, I'm being very, very, very thorough in making sure this carpet's completely clean. At this stage, this is all the work that's required to clean up properly after a performance test. Will you just get the DC17 now? That's enough hoovering now, seriously. He better not start hoovering in a new direction, you know. I could use the Eureka the Boss Smart Vac because I think that's the most powerful hoover I've got in the collection. Or maybe even the old school Hoover Wind Tunnel, or even the Miele C3 with a power head. But the trouble is, they use dust bags, hence why I don't use those. But anyways, that's what the Dyson picked up from this room alone. Finally, I was able to put it away and get the DC17 out. Now this Dyson, as soon as I switched it on, there was instantly a lot of grit just flying into the bin. Now obviously, whatever hoover you use after the previous hoover, it will always pick up more dust and dirt, yeah, so that's no surprise really, especially when using an upright, because they will always find dust in the carpet no matter what. But let me tell you something about the DC17. I believe that this has got to be by far, yeah, that's how much it picked up by the way so far. Isn't that amazing? I believe this has got to be by far the best cleaning Dyson ever made. The Dyson ball has a way more powerful motor, so they have way more airflow, way more suction power, and they have a newer cleaner head design, especially with the active base plate. The newest one doesn't have the active base plate, but what it does basically on the one that I was using, since it has that technology, is it lifts the carpet up slightly away from the floor, and then the brush bar, as it spins, it agitates the carpet, and that's why there's a lot of agitation. The DC17 is now 20 years old, so it has very old technology, but despite that, just because the technology is old doesn't mean it's outdated. It still works amazingly well. And looking at the carpet lines, I would say that the carpet lines are a lot more brighter and deeper than what the Dyson ball has made. And this Dyson has picked up so much dust and dirt that the Dyson ball has left behind that I'm actually shocked that the Dyson ball has left all that in the carpet. I really wish I filmed this when I did it, yeah, but you know the Shark Power Pro cordless performance testing? Well, I used the Dyson balls to clean up after that, really thoroughly, really properly, but then the next day, just for fun, I decided to see what the DC17 could pull out the carpets, yeah, and to my surprise, it pulled up almost the exact same amount. So this Dyson ball has picked up all that amount, and the DC17 has pulled out an astonishing amount, even more, that the Dyson ball has left behind. The Cyclone technology on the DC17 as well is far superior because it keeps the filters clean for a lot longer. Despite all this agitation that the Dyson ball has, it still wasn't enough to properly clean the carpets. So I hope you enjoyed this cleaning vlog. Bye, have a beautiful time.